Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the John List podcast. All right, so after John List fled New Jersey to start over his life, he took the $2,000 to $3,000 he took from his mother's account, moved into a hotel room, applied for a new Social Security card, and changed his name to Robert Peter Clark, who was the name of a classmate he knew back in college. And back in New Jersey, the chief of police, who was extremely dedicated, which is actually an understatement, to bring John List to justice for the murders of his family. He collected John's fingerprints, sent them all over the world, tried to have it in newspapers, on the news. They took the most, let's see. Actually, I misspoke. They took the basic picture that they had of him, which is this one right here. They sent this picture all over the world as well, but the problem is this picture was actually taken a couple of years before he murdered his family, so it was like the late 60s. Yeah. They were hoping that they would catch him before he would either kill again or he would commit suicide. Now, the chief of police knew from family members and also the priest that John List was obsessed with going to church. And the chief of police wanted John List's pictures sent to all the Lutheran churches around the world. Well, the FBI didn't want to do that, when that absolutely would have been the best way to catch him. Now, what happened was, back in the 70s, $2,000 to $3,000 was a pretty good amount of money. You obviously wouldn't be able to live off that today, obviously. So he tried to lay low for a while he lived in a hotel room, or it was like a little trailer, sort of. And he even wanted to go to church, but he was afraid that someone would recognize him, so he decided to just basically stay hidden for a while. But then he was starting to run out of money, so he had to get a job. He got a job as a chef in a restaurant, and he enjoyed it. You know, he had a lot of experience with cooking. Unfortunately, he was fired. I don't know why I said unfortunately. That's actually a good thing. He was fired because he couldn't keep up with the orders. He wasn't fast enough, basically. And here's something that doesn't really make much sense to me, because after a while, he actually went back to applying for accounting jobs. Now, I personally don't know how he could do that when his accounting degree is in his real name, John List. But his Social Security card has him as Robert Peter Clark. And you have to have a degree in order to apply for accounting jobs. So I'm not sure how he was able to pull that off. I really don't know. But then after a while, John felt like he didn't have to lay low anymore, and he could go to church and all this other stuff. He even went to a church function where he met a woman named Dolores Miller. Her first husband left her. John List decided to approach her. They started talking, and they even started seeing each other. But just keep in mind, everyone, she had no idea who he really was. And they did take things slowly. They did not live together before marriage. So I guess, in a way, he's kind of learning his lesson because back when he was with Helen, they moved too fast. Because, they got married after 3 months, and they were already intimate. Which is awkward because that's against John's religion. Yeah, he's a hypocrite. But we already knew that. And then they actually did get married. Dolores and John, aka Robert. So, does Dolores Miller find out who her husband really was? And what happened to the beautiful home in Westfield, New Jersey that the List family used to live in? I will tell you about that in the next episode. I will see you in the comments.